I'm so glad that you're here to try and give this a try because this is exactly how you learn. So let's go straight into the first task. So close the holes and check the faces. This is something that has to be done in edit mode. So let's go into edit mode. I've brought all the objects in for this and I'm on edge select currently. So what I want to do is select this edge loop and hit F to fill that edge loop. I'm going to do that to all of these. So it looks like this one here also has a hole over there. Oh look, if I do an edge select, it selects them all. So the way to do this would be to just select two edges and hit F. So let's go ahead and do that. This one I'll be able to edge select again. Now over here, what do we have on this one? This side looks like it just has a hole that goes right the way through it. So let's select that and fill that. Go over here, select this one and fill that. Now on top of that it says check the faces. That must be for the normals. So let's just quickly check the normals here. Ah, look, one of them is inverted. So while I'm here in edit mode, I'll just select everything and I'll do a Shift N and that reverts my normals on the object that isn't fixed correctly. On to the next task. We have extrude and inset these cubes to look like the shapes, next to them. So, alright, so this one is done in 4 moves. So what would this be? This looks like it would be an extrude. No, an inset, an extrude, maybe an extrude and an extrude. So let's go ahead and do that. Face select, selecting this face. I'm going to go inset. Instead of 1, let's go 0.5. That looks right. Then extrude 1. Yep. Extrude again by 1. And I'm going to extrude this face here by 1. Yep, that was 4 moves. So this one here, all right, I have a feeling that you might be able to do this one. So let's go and back into edit mode on this one. Let's go inset, let's go 0.1. Oh, maybe it was a 0.25. That looks about right. Hit enter. Then this looks like it's an extrusion, but instead of going upwards, it's gone down. And I'm going to go for flipping that like this. Is that correct? No. See how it's gone a little bit weird down there? Now the reason why, that's because we have intersecting faces. So let's undo that. Let's extrude it downwards once again, but 1.5 on the other direction, and that's correct this time round. So then we've got this tricky one. How was that done in 5 moves? Well, to do this in 5 moves, we're going to take this object into edit mode, select the 2 faces out here on the outside, and we're going to extrude them by doing the Alt-E move. We're going to extrude them by the individual faces, and we'll do that by 1. Now we'll select these 2. Let's do an inset of 0.1, an extrusion of 1, again an inset of 0.1, and an extrusion of 1. And that's how you do that in 5 moves. So next, so we've got here Boolean operations, bool modify using the shapes provided. So these 2 here, so let's go ahead, let's just grab this, move it on the X, bring them like that, and we've got shift clicking on this, and what that looks like, it's an intersect operation because it's giving us what's remainder in here. So that would be Control Shift / no, sorry, Control Shift multiply, or the star. So that gives you that result. So this one's take away. So let's grab here, go and do a move on the X, make those 2 touch, shift click, Control Shift minus, and there we go. Now this, I gather these 2 are united. Yep, these 2 are united objects. Double check that. Yep, those are united. So let's go ahead and grab this here. Let's use the bool tool. So bool tool, let's use a button this time instead of a shortcut. So let's go G on the X, bring those two together, shift click there, and what we're going to do is an automatic union. So there we go, and here we have this one here. So I gather, yes, these are two separate objects, so this was a slice command. So GX, bring those two together, shift click and slice. Oh, I did a brush operation, so let's just apply it down. So now we can just delete this one here. Oops, I've screwed that up. I applied it the wrong way. So let's go here, let's go slice, there we have it. So those is the same outcome. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I jumped straight to 5. And now let's go here, which is precision placement of objects like the sculpture next to them. Alright, so we're doing precision placement. The quickest and easiest way of doing this is going to be done with the CAD operation. However, I want to show you how I would go about doing this using PDT, just in case. So let's go and place this one as it is there. So first of all, we have this object. It looks like it already has its origin point set to the bottom center. Fantastic. So let's go ahead, let's go into edit mode, select our control points, our vertices there. Let's go into PDT. Let's go into our operations, make sure that we're set to 50% here, which we're not. So let's go 50% here. And select these once again, and we're moving our cursor from the top view to, yep, that should be it. So there we go. Oh, and the way I would do this is go Shift S, and what we're doing is we're going selection to cursor. And that's how you get it that way. I know I haven't showed that one before, but it's because I don't think we'll be doing that type of operation usually. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to use the CAD transform. So turning on CAD transform, we're going to make sure our face centers are selected. And then doing that, we're going to be able to go ahead and build this sculpture, so to speak. So let's hit G. We can now select the face center of the bottom to snap to the face center on top. And I think you can gather how this is going here. It's going to be pretty straightforward from this point onwards to be able to go and get absolutely perfect face centering using this exact method right here. So much quicker than using our origin point. There we go, placing that there, going here, going over there. Let's finish this off now. Let's grab that, place that one up on the top one, and with our last one here, place this one here up on the top one as well, and that is our sculpture finished. And now last but not least is let's clean up this geometry. Like I said in the video, this is not technically needed, and within organic modeling is actually shunned upon. But as we're not doing organic modeling, we're doing precision modeling, and we want to make it as easy as possible for us to do edits that we think is the right way. We don't want all these extra edges, because we, as CAD designers, see this as one face. We don't see this as two faces. So let's go ahead and clean this up. To clean it up, we select all the edges that we know would be additional edges that have been added to an object that we no longer need. So let's go and select these. So here's an extra edge, this one's an extra edge, that one's an extra edge. All of these here are extra edges that, technically speaking, for us, unless we're using them for reference, and we also know that a hole can be supported only by one line, so we don't need all these extra edges here either. By two lines. So it tells us each side what's the face, and we've got this one here, and this one here, this one there, this one there. So selecting all of these edges, last few over on this side here as well. So once these are selected, all we have to go ahead and do now is go X and dissolve edges. and that has dissolved all of our edges. Oh, it looks like I've missed one here. I have a feeling that one there and that one there too can go away. Oh, and I've left one and there. So as you see, edge cleanup can be quite a tedious process, but if you're planning on using this purely for CAD-based modeling, it can come in quite handy to clean it up, unless you're using it for reference. So now with that there is this object completely cleaned up. Now lastly, we have the bonus round over here. This one's a real tester of ability. I did show all the operations needed to do this at the end of the last video. However, I do want to say that there are many ways to go about finishing this, and the way that we're going to do this is using the exact same method that I used in the video. So to do that, we need to first get the object that's inside here. So let's go into edit mode, turn on X-ray, so we can see, look at that. It's a real crazy hole that I've created there for us to copy, and it looks like it's already selected. So if it wasn't selected, the way we'd go about selecting that is with face select on. Let's select all of that, deselect the faces that we don't need, so turn off X-ray and shift select these away because we don't need that. Now let's go and duplicate this with a Shift D, snap it to the X so we have it like that, and now we have our object here. Now we're going to press P and separate it by selection, so this is now its own object. Going back into object mode, let's go and move this off to the side here. Perfect. Let's center up on here. Let's just quickly set the origin to the geometry. And now I have a feeling that things are going to be a little bit weird here. Now, something we've got to realize is that we have to close this object because we're doing a Boolean operation with it. So let's go into edit mode, select our edges here. So we're going to select this one here and close that one there. Do the same on this side. And we're going to need a little bit of extra space, aren't we? Because if not, we're going to have intersecting faces. So let's just go and hit E for extruding this out. The same with this one here. Actually, before we do that, let's not extrude that one because we're going to use that one for placement and we'll extrude it later. So going out of edit mode, let's just quickly check how the normals are doing here. So face orientation, so it's inside out. So edit mode, select everything, Shift N to flip the normals. You can double check the normals now. And perfect. Going back into object mode, using our CAD operation, CAD transform here. So hitting G, we've got face center, and we didn't have it selected, so make sure we have it selected. G, face center to face center. Let's go back into edit mode so we have this face. Extrude this face out, and it looks like I might have gone a little bit weird here. So we've got that there. Oh, that's why I had it on edges. So now we'll go into edit mode. We're gonna go and take a look inside of here. There we go. Face, edit mode, this face, extrude this face outwards. So there we go. Now we have our object in place exactly how the other object is set. So now let's select this, go Control Shift minus, and there we have the exact same shape on both of these places placed. Now that is the bonus round. I don't expect everyone or anyone to be able to do that easily, especially if you're just learning 3D, because that takes a lot of what we've just learned into consideration. A big well done if you've got through this, and I'm so happy that you've challenged yourself to this. I'll see you in the next one.